Well, hello everyone, what is going on? It's the almighty Geoff and I'm here with episode 4 of Assassin's Creed. Now, the footage for this video is of me collecting King Richard flags and killing Templars throughout the kingdom on the way to Damascus so we can eliminate our first target. I'll be doing this type of video on another 2 occasions, once for obtaining the collectible on the way to Acre and Jerusalem at later points of the story. Now, this is post gameplay if you haven't already noticed by the sped up footage, but I had to do this as it was hard to concentrate on the topic whilst constantly fighting and searching for stuff. Anyway, as promised, the first topic I'll be debating, throwing myself directly into the controversial pool, is the recent result of the EU referendum here in Britain, commonly referred to as the Brexit. Now that many people may disagree with my opinion, and that's fine. I'd love to hear your thoughts and suggestions in the comments. You don't need to get angry, dislike, or be rude, you know. Now, I will be debating the results, the aftermath, and my own views. However, I'm not extremely for either side. I am more for one than the other, but I see both sides of the argument for either outcome. To fire it up, I was a supporter of remaining in the EU for many reasons. Now, before those people who think that the younger generation don't have their own opinion and just go for whatever the parents are going for, you're wrong. In actual fact, the majority of people in my family, not all but most, actually voted to leave the EU, which is fair enough. They have decent opinions on it, and it makes sense. A lot of people in my town, Bolton, also voted to leave. I think it was like a 55% majority. Because as a northern working class town, it was kind of expected. It was typically a southern middle class town in cities that was seen as more likely to remain. But it's only really considering the financial impacts. There are many other reasons that should be taken into consideration. Looking at the typical leaders on either side, ex-enemies Cameron and Corbyn versus Johnson and Farage, it was obvious who I preferred, and in the end, the one I supported the most was the only leader who hadn't backed off from the result, i.e. Corbyn. Obviously Cameron resigned, Farage resigned, Bobajo almost resigned, but then Theresa May pulled him back in. I'll get on to that. Anyway, many Brexiters fell for the trap set up by that racist prick, Nigel Farage, who literally lied throughout his campaign. He appeared on the news the morning of the result and admitted his lie and backed out of politics, which was pretty much a dick move, Nigel. You know, there is literally no other way of denying that was a dick move. The biggest lie that would have swung over a lot of Brits and was the promise that the money that we saved from leaving the EU would be placed 100% into our much loved yet crumbling NHS, which he then went on to say was a lie and was a mistake by the Leave Party, not him, despite it being in bold letters on the side of fucking buzzes. Farage. Now, prior to his pro-EU campaign, I wasn't a huge Cameron fan. He was much better than anyone we've had in a while, but not quite Carlin. However, his resignation as Prime Minister following the results was quite unexpected. I mean, it's still too early to have strong opinions on our new PM, Theresa May. She's not really looking too good at the moment with her Workers' First policy. Plus, she appointed Boris Johnson as Foreign Secretary, an department in which he has no knowledge of whatsoever. Well played, Theresa, well played. But if you want me to diverge into my own political beliefs, that's for another video. Anyway, back to the Brexit. I get that the current EU is pretty corrupt, and it was very patronising and bossy to us as a country, and it kind of implemented unfair rules that have taken away power from the actual elected parties in the country. But if it was so bad, it wouldn't have been a thing in the first place. And I believe that with leaving the EU, we've cut ourselves away from all the benefits that come with trade, positive connections with the majority of Europe, and a safe future. What I mean by safe is stable. I saw a YouTube comment regarding to a Brexit video, and it was saying that our country practically pulled a YOLO. Just like, fuck it, let's just leave. And I couldn't agree with that statement more, to be quite honest. I mean, I believe that with that taking risks when our economy is as unstable and poor as it is, it's not really a wise move. Like, we're so heavily in debt, it should backing out of pretty much our number one financial provider. Is that really such a good idea? I believe that with stronger leaders, we could have reminded the EU who we were and kind of earned our respect back and fixed the issue from within. Just kind of tell the EU, back off. I mean, we are Britain. We are pretty much one of the biggest countries in, well, not in size, but in terms of like economy and stuff like that. We are, and power. We are one of the biggest in the EU. So we could have fixed the issues from within. And if that didn't work, then leaving the EU would be sensible. We should have at least given it a shot. But now that we're making our way out, we leave the issue to the rest of the EU. And if another significant country decides to call quits, like France, for example, the whole EU could come crashing down. And of course, if you don't know already, the referendum has, of course, already started to put strain on the already tense relations between the countries within the UK. England and Wales mainly voting in favour of Brexit, but Scotland and Northern Ireland voting in favour of remaining. And there are already talks of a second Scottish referendum on whether to remain in the UK, and Northern Ireland potentially rejoining the Republic of Ireland to form a whole nation again. And, both of these situations in the hope they can remain with Europe, remain in the EU. But if the UK crumbles, who knows what will happen? I mean, if the whole kingdom falls apart, even just England and Wales, what's going to happen there? I know many elders who voted to leave, like my nan, for example. I actually spoke to her on the day that it happened when I saw her. A lot of elders who voted to leave did so remembering what the country was like before the EU, but this is a completely different period of time to then. They'd very shortly just come out of the Second World War, never more united as a country, and they had much stronger prime ministers like Clement Attlee, Winston Churchill, Harold Macmillan. But times have changed in the present day. The country is already very divided ever since the Thatcher years, and our politicians are nothing now like they were back then. And as expected, the EU dropout has had poor effects on the economy, with the pound crashing to as low levels as in the 70s, which, in case you're not a Brit or you didn't learn or experience this period, was pretty bad. Of course, this could improve if we pull ourselves together, unite and work hard to fix the problems, though so far it doesn't look promising. We could pull our economy back up, So yeah, let's deal with the elephant in the room, and that is immigration. There are two ways of looking at this: either against illegal immigration, which is fair enough, or being anti-foreign, which is literally just racist. Britain has had issues with illegal immigration, thanks to the EU not giving us enough control of our borders, and tension as it is at an all-time high, since ISIS is growing, terrorist attacks are happening left, right and centre. So control of our borders is an issue that can be fixed with a Brexit. But anti-foreigners, typically UKIP supporters, just stupid and too patriotic, take a couple of notches, yeah, you filthy racists. Anyway, I can proudly say I'm British, and that we as a country are very multicultural and multi-ethnical. As a human race, surely having a world for all genders, and I can't be arsed listening all of them, and I don't want any angry Tumblr users claiming to be insert gender here phobic. Like, I'm not phobic of anything. But all religions and all ages, we should live together in peace, and that is something that we should strive for as a country and as a race. So like, whenever I see negative posts about a new mosque being built, I just facepalm. I'm just like, why? Like, just stop being arseholes. There are enough churches in the area, even if you are religious, which you're probably not, because it generally praises harmony and peace between all humans. And foreigners aren't taking your job. Just get off your lazy ass and find one. Stop hogging the benefit system for unemployment if you're fully capable. Because to be fair, the economy could be doing so much better without people doing that. And I'm going to tackle one more hurdle here, and that is the whole under 18s not being able to vote and over 60s being able to. I agree with the idea that 16 and 17 year olds should have been given the ability to vote in this, considering our future is heavily impacted by the result. And as I hear it, if we had, the outcome would have been significantly different. However, saying the elders can't vote is preposterous. They are the wisest in society, and don't strive to corrupt our future. You can't take away someone's right to vote, so come on, grow up. I finished on the statement that a 1.9% majority shouldn't be enough to make such a big decision. Anyway, thus ends this rant. I hope you all got something out of it, and I'd love to hear any feedback, whether you're a fellow Remainer or a Brexiter, because arguments help us to develop, don't they? But I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If you did, be sure to like, comment and subscribe, and I will see you in the next episode. Bye guys.